What's happening, Brighton? The short answer is a lot. The long answer is this podcast. What's Up, Brighton is a show dedicated to the community we all love.
Hosted by Roger Burnett, Eric Meldrum, and Coach Mark Howell, this podcast will feature news, issues, and discussions impacting Livingston County and celebrate the people who make our slice of Michigan go and grow. This is What's Up, Brighton.
Oh, man.
Adam's muting microphones.
I know.
Mark's too sus in here.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
All right, well.
I can do this now too.
This is...
I know. There you go. He did do some little last time we were on, right? Did he do that, or he did some kind of sound effect? I was like, oh, look at this guy, sound engineering.
Well, speaking of sus, what's up, Brighton?
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode. We're just diving in on all these new trends with these kiddos these days, the Gen Zs, and it's just wild, kids. You know. Like the kids are just running us wild right now. And I don't know about you guys, but Mark, you were gone for a while. Maybe you haven't experienced this. I feel like my family has been sick since like December. Yeah. And we just have not been able to shake this. And I found out the other day that there is literally 70 kids out of our kids' school right now. Wow. There's only like 450 kids in the whole entire school.
It's like rinse and repeat, man. All these schools. Yeah. I know that there was a class in Shepherd of the Lakes. It was either second or third grade. They were down to like 4 kids in the classroom out of 26. It was just like, what are like, it's crazy.
At that point, you just need to shut the school down and be like, okay, look, we need a day or two to just come in here and disinfect everything.
That's crazy.
All parents, please report with Clorox wipes next Tuesday.
Right. Everyone wipe everything.
We had a snow day yesterday, and I was like, thank God there was a snow ice day because so many kids were out.
Yep.
And we have been going round and round. It was for me. I was out for 5 days.
Dang.
I trust me, I don't lay down or, like rest up unless I am absolutely like useless. And this, whatever is going around, knocked me on my ass.
Wow.
I was down for the count, for like 5 days, couldn't even get up. I was just exhausted, tired. Nothing to do with like phlegm or anything like that. Like I was just exhausted.
Yeah. An energy vampire.
Yeah. And now it was probably some strain of COVID. But now Brianna has it and she's been dragging butt. The past few days, our youngest was home from school. So it's just been going round and round. But I'm just so ready to be out. Like, I'm like, we need to plan a trip to Florida and just go get some vitamin D.
Right?
Get the heat to bake out the virus.
Yeah,
get it out
bake
of there.
it.
Yeah.
Well, my Vegas trip, almost everyone that got together in Vegas came home sick with the flu. I was very fortunate. I managed somehow to escape all of that. However, what was interesting that I didn't share in the last episode is that on our way to visit our children over the Christmas holiday, Melissa got COVID, and we were banned. We were relegated to the ban.
Oh,
so we had to spend Christmas
out
by ourselves, like
in
one of my friends' driveways.
Yikes.
So Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, like we're lepers, no one can hang, not fun, like. And she's like, and Melissa has gotten
we'll
COVID
set some turkey on the doorstep
years in a row. That time of year, 3 years running, she's the COVID queen.
So next year, between December 1st and Christmas, no contact.
Bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Bubble wrap.
There you go.
Put her in one of the balls that roll around, just roll her around.
It.
Like, sorry, you clearly. How about get your shot in advance or something? Because clearly just rolling with it is not working.
It's not working. I'm going to Vegas next week, and I'm either going to bring something with me or get something there. I'm sure of it. I'm probably a carrier of whatever's happening in our house as well.
Well, which brings up sort of another virality, another virus that I've witnessed, and it's not. It was the same thing I witnessed prior to getting back home, but like people aren't really enjoying life right now. It just seems like the general attitude around town, around most, like people are confrontational, people are a little on edge.
Well, I think I can point to one thing in particular that's really confrontational. Is like there's a change of guard, and people are very uncomfortable,
super uncomfortable
with it. And let me rephrase that. There's certain people that are uncomfortable with it. For me, I am like sitting on the sidelines every single day, and this is no joke. Like I'm watching these executive orders go through and all the changes and like the mass amount of work that has gone in the first like week.
Unbelievable.
Holy crap.
Unbelievable.
Like that is the leadership and the tonality that we have been looking for. Like I feel like we're back on the world stage. You know, when it kind of this show never really gets like that political, but this episode I think is going to get a little bit political.
It's what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Like we don't
Yep.
have to have we can offer our observation without being opinionated.
Yes.
And that to me is how you can have a human conversation. We don't have to dig in on who's right or who's wrong. You can just tell that people are sideways.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting to watch.
Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that's happening. And depending on what side you fall on, you might like some of it. You might hate some of it, like, or maybe all of it in either direction. But it's just like, I don't know. People just need to just chill out. I think like on all sides, like everyone just needs to just pump the brakes and just like, I think if anything, all of us should be able to all at least band together and say like, we're all hopeful that whatever is happening works for the best for our country, for our people, for the world. Like, well, I think all of us want the best. We all have different visions on how to get there. And so
I think the thing that everyone's, you know, all the headlines aside, like, you know, you hear things that are going after like the Doge and, oh, they're deporting all these people. And it's like, no, well, all that's happening. Yes. But like the big thing that I love about this is it's putting Americans first, right? Are we upset that we are paying in our tax dollars and we don't know where that's going? But now that we expose the massive corruption that the government has been kind of shielding us from, everyone's now upset that, a billionaire has access to the
numbers,
database, the numbers in the government. Like, wait a minute,
he'll control us all.
Are we upset about that, or should we be upset that our dollars are actually going towards this wild research projects to like research for Velcro in autism, like research for weird, obscure things? Like, I don't know. That to me is like, I just feel like people are focusing on the wrong things and people are gravitating towards what like they want to get upset about. But for me, I'm like, this is great. Like, expose it all. Let's get everything out in the open, and then we can actually make some change.
So I've had the good fortune, misfortune, however you want to talk about it, to work for big companies and small. And there's a palpable difference between a bureaucracy of a large organization and a resource-constrained small organization.
Sure.
Neither are better than the other, and each have their own problems. But if you look at it purely from a business perspective, is it not safe to assume that over the course of however long our government has functioned, that there's not overlap of responsibility, that there's not, we do the same thing as that department does,
right,
but only slightly differently? And where is there a place for the American taxpayer to go and look across the board at what everybody does and say, well, why do you do that and you also do that? Or why is this program here when it seems very much like it should be here? Or our system of knowledge transfer is based on society from 200 years ago, not the technologically advanced society our children live in today. So could it not be possible that we might need to revise things to be better?
Right.
Yeah, that's a really fair question.
Yeah. So why can't we talk about that without it being, we have to get into a hate-filled argument around who's doing what to whom? That's what I want to understand, because if I said to you, without putting the name U.S. government on it, and I presented a bureaucracy of this size to you and said, we pay it that amount of money, every single person would go, well, I want to know where that money goes.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to know how much is going back towards us as American people. How much is outflowing, to the world? Like where is it going? And how much actually came back into unelected officials or elected officials' pockets because of the things that are happening? I think the question is like, should we know where the money is going? 100%. There needs to be accountability. Guess what? I have to pay my taxes every single year.
Regardless,
right? I know exactly how much the government knows, and I know, and my tax accountant knows how much I make, how much I'm giving them. And then after that, it's like no freaking clue.
Yeah.
I have no clue who's auditing you, who's making sure that your fiscal, responsibility is adhered to as a government, and it's not happening. I mean, to hear that the Democratic Party last year cannot trace $1 trillion in the budget.
It's a problem.
I just think as Americans, whether you're right or left, doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, we should all be very concerned with that alone and actually raise some eyebrows and some questions of like, well, yeah, that seems a little bit off. That's $1 trillion is a lot, right? With a $35 trillion deficit. $1 trillion.
What could you do with $1 trillion?
Yeah.
We could probably do a couple things.
I could do a few things.
Yeah,
I'd buy Hawaii.
No, Greenland.
It's not just like an accounting error, like, oh yeah, we
rounding. Sorry.
Yeah, just pressed a couple of extra zeros there.
My bad.
Yeah.
And to me, like what it's apparent to me from young or old, regardless of your color, regardless of your gender, people are just like, okay, enough. So in many ways, it's like, burn it down, because we're tired of it.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
And really what that is a reflection of societal change. Like everyone's fed up with it. We're just done with it, right? And so if we've sort of sat by and said, well, this is all in the name of progress and equality and
bullshit.
All things that I, on the surface, agree. Yes, everyone should have a shot. But when you make it so that we can't be our best version of ourselves because we're spending all of our time not giving the people who really want the shot, that could do it the best, the opportunity to do it, then our GDP suffers, our economy suffers, people who would receive what our economy is capable of creating in the way of nonprofits, like all of that. And I'm sorry, but AI and cryptocurrency is going to be the greatest single wealth building event in the history of mankind. And if the American population is not involved in that at the forefront of it, somebody else's economy is going to take advantage, and we will be behind the 8 ball in a way that we will not be able to recover from.
Yeah.
So this has to happen. It has to happen.
Well, I'm glad that it's happening. Right? It's not that it has to happen. It's literally happening before our eyes, and that's really where the conversation takes place. Is like people are unhappy about it. There's a lot of people that are kind of middle of the aisle that are like, this is kind of good, and there's a lot of people that were on the other side of the aisle that have kind of come over and is like, we don't even know what the hell's going on over here anymore. Like, we're just gonna hang out in the middle for a little bit and
seems at least somewhat safe.
Let things die down, because this was wild. I mean, did you guys see you guys watch Sean Ryan?
No.
The Sean Ryan show?
I know Sean Ryan, but I do not watch his content.
There was a gal who was in the press box for the Democratic Party, and she came on the Sean Ryan show. And the Sean Ryan show is, he's ex-military. He really has a lot of connections with CIA, FBI, a lot of government officials, a lot of people that have like really high up security clearances with the government. And they come on and they are kind of whistleblowers, like they're exposing things that are happening, kind of behind the scenes. And this gal, she came on, I think her name was like Kindley Kim. She was an Asian lady, and she was exposing everything about Biden for the last 4 years. And she goes, I was blowing the whistle. She goes, I was actually breaking news to this. She named the reporter out of the news outlet that she was leaking information to.
And it wasn't making its way.
And well, it was, but it was kind of falling on deaf ears. But she was exposing a lot of things at, like, if we were at a party with Biden had a teleprompter, and she goes, I'm not talking about a party where there's like maybe a couple hundred people. This was a party of like 10 people that are like his largest donors. This is a very comfortable party. Like, everybody wants to see you succeed. Like, you shouldn't need a teleprompter.
Right.
But there was a teleprompter there because the the advisory board, she flat out said, Biden was not running the country. They were. His cognitive, ability right. was basically gone. Yeah. Right. Where she wasn't married, and she goes, I remember a distinct conversation I had with him where he was a very kind man, and she was public about it. She's like, I adore the man, but he was not leading our country. Mm. I feel really emotional about it, but she goes, I wasn't married, and he came up to me and asked me, hey, how's your husband? And she goes, he knows I'm not married. I've known him many, many years. Yeah. Right. Intimately. And he knows I'm not married, but he's asking, how's your husband?
Yikes.
It's crazy. Right. So like all that stuff's going on, behind this. So a lot of people who are in the Democratic Party now are like, cat's out of the bag, right? Cat's out of the bag. It's getting exposed. And now they're like, well, we don't even know. A lot of people in California see what's happened with the wildfires. They're like, yeah, this is not our party. Like we're not here for that. All right. We need to go fix what's actually happening. There's no reason California shouldn't have those reservoirs, filled with water.
All I know is stuff is burnt, and crazy. That's not cool. And what, how or why, I don't know how to even reconcile to know. I just know we can't keep going the way we're going. And to your original point, we have 3.5 years to see something different. Yep. So we'll see. And to me, what I think you're seeing climate-wise within like people's attitudes around things is like, well, we can't fight it because it happened. So let's just roll with it and see what goes down. And our republic has been in place longer than any 4-year term of any person. And the hyperbole around, can we cause irreparable harm to our republic in a 4-year period, is going to get put to the test. But that's part of what the republic is supposed to do to itself, is put itself through tests periodically to make sure that we're stress tested for where we are. And I think the stress tests that we've seen up until this point have proven the operators of the controls were not necessarily giving us the best results. So
yeah. Well, I mean, now we see. As an American, you have to ask yourself, like, what are we getting out of all this? All right. Our home values keep going up. Our property taxes keep going up. The roads are crap still. Like we're like, okay, we're paying into all this. Like roads are still crap. People are struggling, right? They can't afford, what they used to be able to afford. People are working multiple jobs, just to get by. All right. So
Mark's selling eggs as a second business right now.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a meme. We had somebody took
milking my cat.
Somebody took a picture of like 12 carton of eggs in their fridge, and like it was a real estate joke. It's like, here's my proof of funds. Right. But like,
I got a dime bag right here. Yeah, it's 4 eggs.
Everybody's
awesome.
feeling it. Like you don't have to go far and like have this very political conversation to just like nudge your neighbor and be like, dude, hey, struggling too, and like nobody wants to talk about it. It's like, yeah. It kind of sucks. Yeah. Right. We said it the other day, we were looking at, stuff like, the $100,000, income was like the goal for a lot of people. Like, hey, if I make $100,000, in Michigan, in the US, like I
made it.
I'm good.
I made it.
Right. Like I'm comfortable. And it depends on where you live. Like New York, that's never really been the case. California, same thing. But like, in the Midwest, you're like, I grew up thinking $100,000, like, whew, like that's the number I always had in my head. And now I'm like, I need to make at least minimum $250, right? If not $500,000 to like do everything I want to do.
Mm-hmm. It went to me when people come to the 50-year-old guy with the gray hair and wanted like, well, what do you make of all this? My answer is the gap between the haves and the have-nots is only going to continue to grow, and it's going to grow even more quickly than it has grown in the past. And your goal has to be to win. You have to win the race.
Yeah.
And if you're not dead set on trying to win the race, you're going to be in trouble. And how someone just getting started does that is largely like, I'm not even sure I could tell someone.
Well, you got to follow
how to do it.
You got to follow what's happening. You mentioned the crypto, right?
Yeah.
Most people are like, I'm not. That's a speculative, investment over there. Like, don't even care. Don't even ask me about crypto. I've known nothing about it. You should be looking at crypto, right? You should be looking at real estate, right? You should be looking at the things that are going on with the reform and the changes that are coming into. Like, I know people right now that are watching the executive orders like a hawk and looking at the stock market, looking at the free market and saying, how is that going to change? Where do I need to invest?
Yep.
What is going to happen? And people are raking in so much money because of it. Even though the stock market is down overall, I still know people that are making, tens of thousands of dollars within 30 days on changes that came out a week ago.
So what do you think?
I think your best return is invested in nonprofits.
There we go. I knew he was going to work it in there somewhere. He's been sitting on that for a good 7 minutes at this point. Because for all of you that are realizing tremendous income growth, there's no better cushion for that than donating to the nonprofit if you're choosing.
No better to invest in somebody else's well-being and their future.
See?
That will fill the heart.
Absolutely.
But even in these heartless times, there's always a way to reconnect with humanity. And what better way to do that than to make a contribution to a cause that's benefiting your community?
Yeah, we all want to hope and be able to be in that position, and that's the goal. But I know a lot of people that are struggling that just want to do that. They just can't.
Yep.
Right. And that's kind of the root of where people are at with things. Like, we joke about the eggs and we joke about all the stuff. Like, it's real. It's like, how many dollars are you spending at the grocery store that you're like, yeah, that's pretty wild. Right.
Yeah. Yep. Without question.
Right. We all just like, the funny thing to me is like, we all just stay silent about it. Like, so many people just like don't even talk about it. And it's like, well, this will blow back. But the amount of things that people complain about, in our economy, that we're like, oh, we're questioning the government of how they're spending money. Like, cool. Like, we should be. we should be questioning
it's
that,
about
because
time, ladies and gentlemen.
if Trump can get rid of our income tax,
right?
Okay.
Think about economy stimulus.
If we can get rid of that, that's a real
money.
That's a real thing. Like,
that's real money.
That's awesome. If I can put more money in my pocket, and the government can go find other ways to make money, to not be taken advantage of in the whole entire world, and like these tariff things are real. Like, tariffs didn't come about until 1913. I don't know if you guys know the whole entire story.
Oh yeah,
behind that, right? You're on the deep state like I am, so you probably
Grover Cleveland.
You probably rolled into that. We were fine before that, right? And we got to this point because that all changed, right? We got rid of that, and we wanted to start subsidizing so many world policies, and it just became like out of control. But now we're in that inflection point of, okay, things are coming back, and Trump's looking at that like, okay, what if? Like, he's floating the idea, and he jokes about potentially Canada becoming the 51st state. Like, he's not joking about that stuff. Like,
we are going to expand our country. We are definitely going to expand. Somebody's getting taken over. I just don't know who.
He is the greatest deal maker on the planet. And you're seeing a massive amount of deal structures being unloaded right now. When did you guys see the 25% tariff that we imposed on Mexico and Canada?
That we took right back?
10%?
That we took right back.
No, we didn't take them right back. Did you guys see this?
I know for a fact that we paused the Mexican tariffs because all of my suppliers had changed their pricing, and then they had to change it back.
Do you know why we paused them, though?
Because Trump said so.
Yeah, because he met with the president, and the president of Mexico conceded and said, yes, we will do exactly what you want us to do. And guess what happened as a result of that? There is a massive amount of Mexican National Guards that are going to the border to secure their border.
Dang it. I always wanted to go across before it was not possible. And now that just introduces a whole new level of danger to this exercise. I always thought I thought it would be a really good like a adventure company.
It would be good challenge. Challenge trek.
Right? Like we're gonna take your passport,
grab your backpack,
and you gotta get back in.
Yeah. Good luck. We give you 24 hours.
$5,000.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be a pretty sweet game show. I'd watch it.
Yeah.
Squid Games 2025.
He wouldn't have paused that if there wasn't some upside.
Of course. It's all business at the end of the day.
And he's on that. It's paused for 30 days. Now, if Canada and Mexico don't come to some sort of mutual agreement with the United States in the next 30 days, those tariffs are back on.
Building a wall. The thing that is the most hilarious to me was that the writers of the South Park movie were actually prophets, because in South Park movie we declare war on Canada
and the Simpsons.
The Simpsons and prophets forever.
That's pretty wild.
You just wait long enough, ladies and gentlemen, and everything that those writers wrote will eventually come true.
And now there's so many like AI deep fakes on the Simpsons stuff. Now, like I don't even know what's real.
What's real?
Yeah. I'm like, I gotta go back and actually watch the real episodes.
And there's so many episodes. It's like, how do I even know which season?
How are you gonna find it?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Who would even know?
Are you or a loved one struggling with the effects of a stroke? The Oxford Center in Brighton, Michigan offers a cutting-edge alternative stroke treatment that can help stroke victims even years after having a stroke. Our approach combines traditional medicine with evidence-based alternative therapies, including hyperbaric oxygen therapy. This advanced treatment involves breathing pure oxygen in a specialized environment that can stimulate the growth of new blood vessels and promote healing in the brain. We also offer physical therapy and speech therapy programs to help patients regain their strength, coordination, and ability to communicate. Contact the Oxford Center today at 248-486-3636 or visit the website at oxfordcenter.com to learn more about the alternative stroke treatment options, including hyperbaric oxygen therapy. That's 248-486-3636 or visit oxfordcenter.com.
Okay, so we did predictions. We did sort of political stuff, which we don't typically do. I want to remind folks that pizza is a delicious, nutritious, basically proof that God wants us to be happy. And that means that in 2025, Pizza Royale, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. Pizza Royale was not a one and done. Oh, no, no, no. Pizza Royale is going to live on in 2025, and it's going to get bigger, and it's going to get better. And what did we say in the episode? How many sparks of hope were we able to create as a result of Pizza Royale 2024? Do you remember, sir?
Was it 3?
It was 3.
Yeah, it was like 3.5, 3.
I think we've got enough to push it over to 4. I might have a check in my pocket that I never gave. So
there you go.
Because I had to leave and I didn't wire the money. So we're going to say that 4 sparks of hope were created as a result of Pizza Royale 2024. I'm going to go on right now and make a bold prediction that in 2025, Pizza Royale is going to create 10 sparks of hope.
I love it.
Let's go.
There's that sound engineer.
Let's go.
Yeah, look at him.
10.
Most podcast hosts are like used to that stuff coming in. We're
Yeah,
cheering
we're-
as that
Right?
sound's coming out.
Cheering for the cheering.
So that tells us we need to get more used to our engineer over there, just like
On
bing
the
bop
wa-
booping.
On the ones and twos.
Yeah.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, what fundraiser do you know for a nonprofit that when it's over, you will know exactly what happened with the money that you gave? Because these sparks of hope, I know you guys talked about it when I wasn't here, but like I was doing all my punch in the air happy when you guys were talking about it, because we'll know exactly what happened. Because these are the Pizza Royale sparks. These people, like, we know which ones they are. It's the best. I almost want to, like, whatever you're using to give them to people that, like, is the physical, I want to put the Pizza Royale logo on those. So that we, like, no, this was from this fundraiser.
Do you have a golden ticket that you hand out?
We have an actual medallion.
Boom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I know a guy who does medallions. So we can do the Pizza Royale ones.
Well, I have like 50 of it. Like they're 50. They're numbered. They're custom. And we get
Bang.
them back. And you
get them back even?
Oh, we get them back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my point. So we collectively have a chance to be able to, at some point in the future, this man and Chevelle Kramer are going to tell us the impacts that the 2024, and we're going to do that as a piece of content so that then the rest of you can hear these stories and get inspired, because I'm positive if we can tell the stories around those 3 or 4, that we will 100% get to 10 in 2025. But I already signed up for one stupid thing last year. I'm signing up to make it 10 this year.
Here's a
right now. You
on
heard
Pizza Royale. We should do a pizza-thon for like the month of October. All right, right, spitballing, like pizza-thon. Think about it. Like you get a bunch of people, a bunch of kids, right? You can run this through the schools, like pizza-thon. Like, you know, how many? Just pair it up with something like, you know, it's kind of like the readathon or the fit-a-thons that the kids do, right?
The exercise challenge and pizza eating
contest. Let's go.
How many pieces of
if
pizza?
You're lactose intolerant, too bad. Suck it up.
How many pieces of pizza can you freaking eat throughout the whole month? Like every single piece of pizza I eat, I get $1 for my grandma, you know?
Okay, so here we are. So $10,000.
Fuck off, Eric.
Instead of the hot dog contest, we'll just do a pizza eating contest right there.
Or we'll just narrow it down. Only one ingredient. You have to eat as many mushrooms as you can in 45 seconds.
Oh my God.
So gross. Pineapples. He would have to eat
I could
ham and pineapple. No pizza, just ham and pineapple. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We Pizza Royale will continue to live on. And I cannot wait to bring to you both of those impacts and then whatever version of that Pizza Royale takes in 2025. But we have a belt yet that we have to deliver. So Nick and the team at Captains on Main, we're coming for y'all because there's a WWE belt that I've got waiting for you to hang in your pizzeria to let the world know that they were the cage match winner.
Love it.
For 2024. And therein begins the battle that will continue, because belts should be residing in pizzerias all around town by the time this is all done.
If you're any good.
If you really want to put your money where your pizza is.
Livingston County is going to be the new place where pizzerias will want to come.
Let's go. Let's have it. All right. Final thoughts?
That's it.
That's all. That's everything.
We laid it all out there, dude.
We did.
I got nothing left.
This is probably the most controversial episode.
I told you where I stand in the.
I stay very quiet.
Yeah, he didn't want to say anything. He's like, I'm gonna offend somebody. I gotta be
my big thing for 2025 is authenticity. Okay, so
on the real.
Yeah, on the real.
On the real.
Don't be pussyfooting around anymore.
There you go. So tell the people what they should do.
Yeah, well, don't be pussyfooting around. Get down to the comments there. You know, let us know how you real feel, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. You know, give us a thumbs up. Let YouTube know we're doing a great job here. Let everybody know Adam's doing a great job on the engineering. You know, he's got those bing bang booms, you know, on the mic there.
Baba booey.
But you know, tune in for every episode that we come out with every single week. And guys, say goodbye. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace.